The Interfaith Dialogue Forum for Peace (IDFP) has called for collaboration between policymakers, CSOs, security and religious leaders. The co-chairman of the forum, Alhaji Sanni Kunle, made this call while addressing newsmen in Abuja, saying the unwavering commitment of all stakeholders in the electoral process will help ensure peaceful, credible and transparent elections in the country.
The workshop aimed to increase collaborations between policymakers, security, CSOs and religious leaders in promoting non-violent electoral processes towards achieving peaceful elections and stable democracy in Nigeria. The workshop focused on 6 key themes. A. Violent conflict landmines and peace landmarks in 2023 general election in Nigeria. B. Peaceful conduct of the elections, the role of security agencies. C. Voting procedures, electoral offenses and penalties. D. Gender/inclusivity and citizens' participation in electoral processes. E. Perspectives of society on the correct electoral processes. And F. Action planning and development of next steps. The participants during the 2-day workshop raised the following concerns. Voter education. Bullet 1, inadequate voter education and awareness by INEC and stakeholders. 2, inadequate knowledge of the Electoral Act 2022. 3, low investment on voter education by the INEC and other stakeholders. 4, over-reliance on foreign donors to fund voter education. 5, delayed voter education and awareness. And 6, inadequate knowledge on how to guide people with disability during the elections/voting. 2, bimodal voters accreditation system, otherwise known as BVAS. 1, inadequate knowledge of the use of BVAS by voters and some INEC ad hoc staff. 2, low awareness of this BVAS in elections by majority of citizens. And 3, the fear for the BVAS efficacy in areas of low internal coverage, which could compromise voters' data and election results. 3, electoral offenses. Continuous trend on vote buying, selling, and underage voting. 2, multiple and underage voter registration. 3, snatching of ballot boxes and assault on INEC officials. And 4, rising incidences of attacks and assaults on INEC offices. Number 4, diaspora voting. According to Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, there are over 17 million Nigerians in the diaspora without voting rights. 2, they contribute over $20 billion in 2021 to the economy above foreign direct investment. The staggering number and contribution of Nigeria in diaspora community should necessitate the review of the Electoral Act to consider diaspora voting in the near future. Number 5, divisive political campaigns. 8 speeches permeated throughout the campaign period by political parties and their supporters. Number 2, negative profiling of religious and ethnic groups, which further deepens the divide among Nigerians. Number 3, unacceptable level of physical and online violence perpetrated against individuals and groups. And number 4, rise in fake news creating disunity, tension, and suspicion, etc. Number 6, pre-existing conflicts and security threats in key states, existing tensions and violence in states affected by farmer herdsmen conflicts, terrorism, banditry/kidnapping may trigger electoral violence if unchecked. Number 2, protection of citizens before, during, and after the elections are critical issues to be considered by deploying adequate, trained, and fully equipped security forces. Seek the unwavering commitment of all stakeholders in the electoral process, including citizens, to ensure peaceful, credible, and transparent elections. 2, call for effective collaboration among all critical stakeholders before, during, and after the elections with regards to planning, deployments, voter education, monitoring, and information sharing. And 3, reduce incidences of electoral violence through full implementation of the Electoral Act and adequate deployment of security forces to identify vulnerable locations. 7, recommend the future electoral acts should be modified to consider giving Nigerians in the diaspora the right to vote. 7, appeal to INEC to ensure every Nigerian who duly registered votes receives his or her voters' cards in his or her respective polling booths before the elections.
The level of, you ask a question, what is it that is happening now that we've not seen before? The level of inter-agency collaboration that we are seeing now, we've never seen it before. And so we must congratulate the security agencies, the INEC, and all the agencies coming together to work together. And the civil society, as we are meeting together here, you are seeing the civil society, you are seeing the faith community, you are seeing politicians, you are seeing INEC, and you are seeing police, seated together in one roof, discussing about the forthcoming election. And everybody was free to speak his mind without being afraid of anybody. And it's never been like this before. So we've made big progress.